Good evening and salutations, my soap opera fans. So tonight's question is, would Johnny and Chanel's marriage survive on Days of Our Lives? Well, that's a loaded question in a lot of senses. Because Johnny is sitting there going off of half-assed information, and you gotta sit there and wonder, when something like that happens, that seems more of a deeper rooted thing. Like how much trust and how much faith did he have in her to begin with to sit there and be that quick to rush to judgment? He didn't see her. He saw Alex and he heard Seth saying something. That doesn't mean anything. He should have just sat there and asked her and talked about it. We're going to be talking about a lot of the soaps tonight: General Hospital, Days of Our Lives, Bold and Beautiful, and Young and the Restless. As you're coming in, make sure you do hit the like button because it really does help. Uh, my music, get this live stream started, and get roll call going. Amy, how you doing tonight? Ronnie Ron, how you doing tonight? Kristen, how you doing tonight? Tommy Smith, how you doing tonight? Danny R, how you doing tonight? Anjanetta, how you doing tonight? Amy, how you doing tonight? Queen of the South, the Queen is in the chat. How you doing tonight? Now, Tommy says Sharon needs to go to jail. I do agree with that. I'm doing well, Tommy. I had the day off, so I'm very happy. It was a good day. Blackmon says Carter's doing too much. You know, it's funny. I was actually going to sit there and name the chat. I mean, I was going to name tonight's theme after Carter, but we'll talk about that stuff too. Um, of course, Ron. I mean, of course, Queen. I got to sit there and always give my shout out, my praise to the Queen. Thank you, Kristen. Thank you, thank you. I had a lot of fun doing it. I had a lot of fun doing it, Kristen. I got to sit there and say I actually really thought I did a good job. You ever actually did something that you felt was so good that you're impressed by it? It was one of those moments, Kristen. Ron says I feel bad for Chanel. I can't believe he called her the B word when the truth comes out. Oh hell, did you not sit there and see the look on his face? Kristen said I could tell your energy was good. Thank you, Kristen. That's I always want to sit there and try to bring that energy. Um so thank you for noticing that, Kristen. I appreciate that. I feel that way about my rating. Exactly, Kristen. It's one of those things where it's like, they always sit there, or I always sit there and say, Kristen, that you got to be your biggest cheerleader. You got to be your biggest cheerleader. Seriously. Alicia, Johnny looked like a proper fool today. Yes, the look on his face when he realized it was about the surprise birthday party. Oh, priceless. It's good to see you, Alicia. Sean says, Albert, where has Finn been? In rehab. General Hospital Finn has been in rehab for about since the actor left the show. Sean says, I agree with you. GH review, Portia should have never brought race up. Yeah, it's one of those things, Sean, especially between, oh, I mean, he's on the show still. They just didn't show him today because they've been mostly showing the office stuff. So he's still on the show, Sean. But yes, was good, Kevin. I'll read your comment in a second. I understood on a certain level where Portia was coming from. But when it came towards a judge decision, no, the whole race thing was out of pocket. Now it's good to see you again, Alicia. It is really good to sit there and see you. I missed you. I know you were gone for a while, and it's just good to see you. Dolomedics was good. Was good, my guy. Kevin says, do think Steffi gets fired. Don't think she owns 50% of Forrester, the same as Eric. And Carter is actually going to be gunning for that job. Kristen says I was surprised by Portia comment, but it did make a lot of sense. I guess, I mean, don't get me wrong, Kristen. You remember the example I put out with Sean and how he pretty much didn't get due process because the judge was really racist? But I felt like that was reaching. I felt like that was reaching. The other part when she said that, women of color don't get the same treatment as their counterparts, that part is true. That's the, you know what I'm saying? Like that's where it's like I I understood where Portia was coming from, and it's like that's why I always sit there and say Portia could be a very complicated character, a very complex character at times because of things like that. Okay, where's my music at? Why was he not feeling General Hospital today, Danny? Hmm? I mean, I understand, Sean. Some people need to be put down permanently. Some people need to be put down permanently. So I get that. Went to the way he did, but if she's going to stand on Pitbull, might as well stand on that. How quickly she forgot her own messy tactics. See, exactly, Kristen. This is where I start to have issues with Portia again. But no, Sean, I understand. Like again, to be fair, Jocelyn is the person that got it partially responsible for Britt being in the ground. Ron says, "Do you feel like Stephanie was shaken when Leo mentioned?" I mean, she was shaken because she realized what the sex scandal was about. But instead of Stephanie act like a goddamn adult and talking things out with Alex, she was just like, "Oh, we can't have sex anymore. We can't do it anymore." It's like, oh, okay. I mean, yes, and this is where we kind of agree to disagree, Kristen, and I respect that. I'm not a parent, so like you know, but I guess on some sort of level, Kristen, I think this is where it comes down to emotion versus logic, because she's coming at this from an emotional standpoint. She's not coming at this from a logical standpoint. And I guess with me, Kristen, because if you watch my reviews, you know that I'm generally am about um logic. So that's where we kind of but I get it though. Tommy says Stephanie pissed me off today. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. She definitely did. Yeah. Annie, did you miss the end when Carter enthusiastically shared his plan for the company? No, I didn't. I actually talked about it in my review because of Portia's comments. Okay. Okay, I understand, Danny. Ron, their episodes, they're filler. They, Sheila, Sheila is becoming literally less useful in every episode, Ron. That's how I feel about any scene with Sheila. Jay Blue says, I felt it was reaching because the other victims besides Rory were white. Heather can easily come to Jocelyn again because she is in Trina's life. Thank you, Jay Blue. And I said I thank you. And I said the exact same thing. I said the exact same thing. Because I'm like, if you're gonna sit there and talk about race as far as the judge being like, oh well, I'm not gonna allow this I'm not gonna allow this person to come out because they may go after Jocelyn or Molly. Remember the victims that died. besides Rory, like Jay Blue said, every other person was white. So like that's why I was actually reaching. Sean says, I bet Trina still doesn't know about Dex and Jocelyn involvement in Heather's murder of Britt. Involvement in Heather's murder of Britt. What do you mean by that? Jocelyn involvement in Heather's murder of Britt. I'm really? Because I'm pretty sure I thought that she would actually know about that. Domex is actually Carter idea is pretty good. I said for a long time that Stephanie lets her personal feelings cloud her judgment. Exactly. And so yeah, um I can see why Tommy was kind of annoyed. You know, this wasn't about business. This was about personal. This was personal with with um with Ivory. That's a good question. That's a good question, Ron. I put that in my notes too. Well, that's the thing, Annie. What's good, Jonathan? That's that's true, Annie. She is a user, and she will sit there and most likely string him along, just like she did with Thomas. That's exactly what she wanted doing with Thomas. Yeah, um, you know what? I didn't sit there and say my usual spiel that I always say, so I'll sit there and say it now. Well, I didn't say it yet, but there is only one of me. And there's 29 people in the chat. So if I do miss your comment, don't take it personal. Either just rewrite the question. Don't ask me to go back up at the top or whatever to try to find it because that's just going to be a lot of work. Just write the question again. I don't know. Heather killed Britt, but Josh was the intended victim. She never found that out. Really? I didn't know that. Okay. Domek says Carter's suggestion is no different than what every successful fashion brand does. Chanel, Versace, Raphael Lauren, and all the big brands do exactly what Carter suggested. Exactly. So he was 100% correct. And you know what really also annoyed me? You know what also? Thank you, Kristen. Yes, make sure you do hit that like button because I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna hit that like button in a second. So thank you. And you know what annoyed me, Dolmax, is the fact that Ivory was not trying to sell this so hard. I was like, Ivory, take you and Electra, go to another company and make them money. Because honestly, to tell you the truth, Forrester is not the only game in town. You shouldn't have to be sitting there trying to kiss her ass and trying to convince her to let you and your niece or whatever work for Forrester. You ain't that important. Like, seriously. She wants to sit there and have that little stink attitude and resting bitch face look. You can take your business somewhere else and let that chick just stew. That's how I'm looking at that. And you know what? Let me sit there and hit the like button now. Also, if you're not a member, become a member too. We had some really great conversations. Um, Jacqueline or Johnny look like a fool he really is. I like that pompous ass Doctor more and more. Oh, you mean Seth, right? I'm assuming you're talking about Seth, right? LaShawn Carter and Hope Logan should go on the first date. Yeah, then she could sit there and prove that she's not stringing him along for whatever reasons. Then he said, Kristen, oh, um, you know why, Jacqueline? I think because I don't see him that often, and so when I do see him, I just know it right off the bat. I mean, yeah, no, Sean, she is. She's hot and she has an accent. You know, it's funny too. Um, but yeah, it's Seth, Jacqueline, and I remember that because, um, well, to be honest, there's not really that many black people in the show, so it's another easy reason why I remember his name. To be honest, Johnson says, "I know that Heather killed Brando, Rory, the dealer guy, Britt, who was the fifth person. I don't even remember." Um, yeah, I didn't even sit there and think about that. I mean, my point is that I do understand Portia wanted to protect Trina and Heather should be behind bars. I completely agree with that shit. Um, just like Tommy Smith is saying with Sharon, Sharon should be under the jail. Okay, Sharon is not there just living her best life, and Chance, the idiotic cop, who's not there saying, "Oh, well, I don't think that Sharon has it in her to sit there and kill anyone." And Nick's not there talking about, "Oh, I want to sit there and protect Sharon and her mental health and her precious feelings." I'm like, this is why I rock with Phyllis. This is exactly why I rock with Phyllis. Lisa said Heather stabbed Ava. Yeah, but didn't kill. I could have swore Portia said that there was five bodies. That she killed five people. See, that's what I'm sitting there wondering myself. Okay, see, we got 16 likes. We got 16 likes, 25 people in the chat. So we're getting somewhere. We getting somewhere. Oh, Kristen, I grew up with that song. I grew up with that song, Kristen. See, I'm an '80s kid. I grew up in the '90s. Yeah, Jacqueline, that's true. Where's Oprah? Where is um what's that chick's name again? Um Brad's aunt? Hmm. Miss Wu? I think that was her name, Miss Wu. Justin says somebody tell Johnny this is a big misunderstanding and Joy frame Chanel. How did Joy frame Chanel? I want to know that. If you can answer, how did Joy frame Chanel? Brendan was always fun to watch. Brenda, Ron says, do you think that Seth being the chief of staff at the hospital also, why is he part of Body and Soul? Because he always wants to act. I mean, he can do both. And thank you, Jonathan. Johnson says, question for the chat. Can anyone name the fifth person Heather killed? Thank you, Kristen. That's actually a good question. Hmm. She let Johnny think Chanel was cheating on him. Yeah, but he already had that idea in his head. Sean says Rory. Gorgeous Queen Janet. Let's talk about Carter. Yes, let's talk about Carter since they're trying to take Steffi's job and how I'm for it, Janet. Okay, so let's go through it. I mean, Justin, the thing is, he already had that idea in his head. Exactly, Johnson. So we got Rory. What's good, Spencer? We got Rory. We got Britt. We got Brando. We got the dealer. Who's the other person? Who's the other person? We got four people, and Portia said five. So is this a typo? Spencer says, "My guy, please explain to me Geo in the background. It looked like he was Derek. Cuddle headlights. So confused. How much are they paying the actor to do nothing?" I mean, I get it, Justin. It's like, but the thing is, she's coming into a situation where she is believing what Johnny's saying. So that's just, I mean, we can, I respect your opinion, Justin. Tracy Steves, how you doing tonight, Tracy? Johnson says, Brando, Rory, the dealer, Britt were killed by the hook. Who is the fifth killer? Hmm. You know what? Let's actually look it up because I don't think that anyone actually I don't know if anyone here knows. So I'm gonna try and look it up real quick. Exactly, Kristen. He was actually good today. The first time in a long time, right, Kristen? General he- General Hospital. How many victims did the hook killer kill? Spencer says, tell Albert, refresh my memory. Heather Weber kidnapped Sam's kid 13 years earlier. I think so, yeah. I mean, it's been a while, but I keep my expectations low, as you should. um, one, two. I don't think. Yes, he did. Johnson says, did somebody get killed by the hook and Quartermain Boathouse? No. Well, Roy was the last victim, right? So there's not really five people. There's only four. No, Spencer, it was a long time though. And again, thank you, Jonathan. No, there was only four people. There's people that why do I keep Smith just saying that and it won't let me. Yeah, there's not five people. There's only four. There's people that you know what it is. Okay, that's just second stupid. Go back to Jonathan. You know what it came down to? I think it was just out of emotions, Jonathan. I think it was just literally out of emotion. Because here's the thing: she starts with this saying, "What's good, D King? Um, what's good, Sierra?" She was not there saying some stuff that was very questionable in today's episode. So I think she said that based out of emotion because yeah, there's only four people. There's people that she's hurt since she was the hook killer. She's not there saying five bodies. No. Danny says, "Do you believe if Sam will die this week or next week? I wonder how it's going to end." Do you believe? I mean, yeah. I mean, we all know that she's not actually. We all know that she's actually going to. She's leaving the show. It's just a matter of when. But as far as this week or next week, no, I don't know that. This is why Portia said five and not four. Exact. But that's the thing, though, DK. Look at it this way: if you're angry, and you're emotional, and you're worried about your daughter, you're gonna start sitting there shouting off stuff that doesn't necessarily make sense. So I think that's what it comes down to. D King and Jonathan, that she said that based off of emotion. She would actually sat there and thought about it. Yeah, she would be like, "Oops." So that's my theory. That Sarah says, "Was it me or did anyone else skip Joss and Dex scenes?" Um, I can't because I'm a reviewer, but then who was his first wife, Alicia? If not Lily? Hold on. Jay Blue said there was an unnamed animal smuggler who was stabbed in the abdomen with the venom lace hook. Well, there you go. There you go. The unnamed person. Jay Blue says the animal smuggler was revealed on December 15, 2020. 2022. Okay. Okay. All right. Jonathan, we got to the bottom of it. Spencer says I was watching a scene from 2013 where they were doing the Caleb vampire thing. I thought that thing was stupid. It was good to see that again, but it didn't make any sense. Yeah, I mean it's cool when you can go back and watch the classic stuff, right, Spencer? If you when you have the time and stuff. Now Johnson says an unnamed person that's forgettable. Yes, that's true. That's forgettable, but it does confirm that okay, she was actually when she said five people, she technically she is right. So yeah. Um so I tried to send you that clip, the video of Robin and Scene, but it didn't send to your email. Okay, well I mean if you can, you know, since I appreciate it. Exactly, John. Listen, we did get to the bottom of it. We did get to the bottom of it. That's a lot of lies. That's true. And that's the thing no. Oh, absolutely, Alicia. She needs to listen. I don't care if it was the metal poisoning. She did what she still did, you know, and she deserves to actually go to jail. Now, McD said Lily was Sonny's first wife. That's what I thought. That's why I was surprised when Alicia said that. I was like, that was his first wife. Thank you, McD. Tommy says Sonny should be in prison. That's absolutely true. I do 100% agree with that. Anthony, the number one YouTuber, how are you doing tonight? Hope all is well with you. Awesome, Melanie. That's true, Kristen. I mean, come on. I mean, I'm kind of a Sunny fan. He should be in prison. To be fair, Kristen, Jason should be in prison too, and I like Jason. D. King said Heather definitely needs to be in prison. The hook killers weren't her first rodeo. Yep, that's true. That is very true. What did Justin says that how they made Sheila insane. I feel like she's gonna mess up again, and my mom isn't happy to see Ivory B&B is unwatchable. I can't wait for Beyond the Gates next year. Well, I get the whole Ivory thing because I'm not. After when I saw her the first time, I was like, I wasn't exactly impressed with her this time. Alicia says, can't believe I'm on Portia's side and no, Sonny don't belong in prison if Heather can get out. uh, I love it. What about Jason only being Robin because of her? Yeah, but it is great TV, Spencer. You know, the thing is though, you couldn't sit there and say something like that now, though, right? Seriously. Now Sierra says maybe I'm in a minority, but I think uh, Ty and Molly should divorce. I want Molly in therapy and single, and TJ as a bachelor. Well, Sierra, the way that their marriage is going, that's exactly what's going to end up happening because they're not bothering to put in the work to sit there and try to fix it. Texas Twister, how you doing tonight? LaShawn, LaShawn says Lulu Spencer ain't going nowhere. Nope, because we know all the background drama about the new actress playing her. So yes, if possible, love connects between TJ and Lucas, and I wouldn't hate that. It might actually make TJ a little interesting. Then again, it is TJ, right, Kristen? Johnson says, from what I understand, Heather killed even before she got that. Exactly. So, mm-hmm. What's good, Texas Twister? It's good to see you again. You know, somebody sat there and said, Sierra, Isaiah and Lucas. Isaiah and Lucas. What do you think about Isaiah and Lucas? Huh? Um, why TJ was wearing earrings last week. That was me. Oh, okay. All right. That's true. Sierra Jordan does need a man. No, just Spencer says, I don't know if I told you, Albert, but I watch a full binge. Watching Jason and Sam scenes from '07, the writing was absolutely atrocious. Like they were writing Jason and Sam right into a corner. Well, I look at it this way. They should have probably did more with Sam. The problem with Sam is that what a lot of people are always not there saying is that Sam, what's good, Lashanta, is that Sam was only interesting when she was with Jason. That's what a lot of people will sit there and say. I have my issues. I think that Sam could definitely get more story. I think that Sam could definitely get more story. But people do get fired all the time. And so it is what it is. Plus the whole phoning it in from what people have sat there and saying what she has said didn't help her chances as far as staying on this show. Plus the posting and taking down and more posting and taking down. So no 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 no. I'm not gonna lie, that sounded really stupid when I said that, but no 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 no. Rashanta Molly was not out of order for defending her father against a crazed mob that wanted to sit there and blame Rick. Rick is a lawyer, and they knew exactly what Rick was actually doing. So I understand why they sit there acting surprised and being like, "Well, this is all your fault. This is all your fault." Was good, Monique. Police said when they threw her into mom mode, Sam became a boring and yes, actors get fired all the goddamn time. Thank you, Alicia. See, I missed you, Alicia. That's why I missed you. I wanted to too. Was good, Ed. Gorgeous Goddess Jess is in the chat. See, Texas. Ron says, "Do you agree with Leo saying that Hattie put a curse?" No, no, I don't. I think it's stupid. I think it's stupid. Yeah, she will find work somewhere else. Absolutely true, Jonathan. Sean says, "Are they writing Molly into a corner?" I think they're writing Molly right in the. No, I don't think they're writing her into a corner. But I can see a hookup between Molly and Dex. Thank you know, D King, and yes, D King said this in um my review, I believe. Just said was today's Sam's last day. I've been on vacay, so no GH. No, it's not her last day, but you know what, Jess? I did miss you, though. Did miss seeing you. God damn, Jess, I miss seeing you. Missed you, love. D King says if anyone's to blame, it's Laura. She's the one who started this whole thing. Thank you. I'm just sitting there saying, Molly should definitely be defending her father. And TJ, well, I understand where TJ is coming from, too. Oh, very good point. Johnson says, how ironic would it be that after G's got Steve B back from Days, Kelly Monaco went to Days? Yes, very true. Sean says, but do you think Molly and Dex will still hook up? I hope so. Why do you hope so, Sean? That's the question I want to ask you. Why do you think so? I mean, I think that their marriage is imploding, and not one of them are doing a damn thing to actually um do anything. Thank you, CW. CW is a member. I'll be back next week just saying hi. Well, it's good to see you again, Jess. Seriously, I missed you. And I hope you enjoy your vacation. You definitely deserve it. EJ, as said, TJ needs to take responsibility in his part in the distance he has with Molly. Exactly. Instead of constantly throwing all that stuff on Molly. I'm not gonna lie, that annoyed me. That's typical. I had not to put her on days, Alicia. But no, I do agree with that though. Um, but that's true, Sean. That's true. Josh did treat Cameron like a toilet seat. That's very true, Sean. That's very true. I do not. Yes, that's very true. Yes, CW. It's good to see you again, Ron. Because they didn't actually contribute anything to the episode. That's the thing. Deacon and Sheila don't contribute. They haven't really contributed anything to the episode. That's the truth of the matter. Whenever they come on, it's just it was exposition. I don't even know why Sheila is actually still on the show. If we're gonna be honest, Ron. That's the truth of the matter. And don't get me wrong, Ryan. I like Sheila and I like Deacon, but they don't really contribute too much to the episode. Deacon Smith, they're looking at two pictures of characters that didn't really do much for the show, like Hollis and that other guy that I can't remember and don't really care about. So Tracy says Molly would feel a certain way if TJ was talking to a woman about her feelings. Yeah, and he should. Jay Blue says, Albert, every time TJ talks about Molly and not being there for him, I think of your reaction about TJ. Yeah, thank you, Jay Blue. See, that's my whole thing. Is like I understand in a perfect world you need to sit there and kind of um grieve together, but sometimes you got to sit there and let them grieve the way that they're going to grieve. That's just the bottom line. And just this controlling nature, not really taking any responsibilities, which just annoys me. Sean says, Albert, Vivian versus new Gabby is weird. Why is it weird? Why is it weird, Sean? I want to understand why is it weird though. Spencer says, I don't know if you saw my last message. You got a lot of people in the chat, but definitely watch the night shift with 7 when you get a chance. Jason goes for. Oh, Spencer, I used to love the night shift. Are you kidding me? Spencer, I used to love the night shift. That was my shit right there. I was so bummed when they didn't get a season 3. Um, Now that was my show right there. I think that's when they had Jagger on the show. That's when you actually had Jagger on the show. As says Portia and Curtis needs to realize that any lawyer could have gotten Heather out, and Laura got the ball rolling with her so-called medical issue. Absolutely, but I this is why I sit there and I will sit there and keep saying this. Rick didn't need to be there. Rick did not need to be there. At least I might start watching GH again if there was a Jocelyn and Molly throwdown. I'll be there for that. But that's the thing though, Ed. Yes, and I agree with that 100%. That's right, Duan. That's right, Duan. Slick Rick. But what I don't, he didn't need to be there. He didn't need to sit there and take Curtis's judgmental comments of, "Oh, you're doing this. This is blood money." Okay, well, he did it. So, like, Scotty would have did it. Another lawyer would have did it. They did it. Okay, it is what it is. I get that you're upset, but you know, and he told you he was going to do it. This is my whole thing. People sit there acting like he didn't have a conversation, saying that, which I don't even understand why he needed to have a conversation with any of them. He didn't need to be there. He knew it was going to wind up happening. That's why, well, in a lot of ways, it almost seemed like he got fired from the show, Dawn. But Scotty would have got that same smoke. CW says, "Tell me what purpose Geo served on Jace. They hyped him up so much when he first came on, but they barely use him. They use him for filler. They don't use him properly, though. They do not use him properly." What the hell has Curtis done to keep Heather in prison? It's actually, what the really sad part is, though, Kristen? Portia tried to doctor those medical records to keep Heather in prison, and it was all in vain because now she's out. Now Heather is out, and Brad has something on Portia that can get her fired, that can get her arrested, or at the very least fired. So that whole doctoring of the test and treating Brad like shit, and now you're the one that's getting blackmailed. I don't know, people. Seriously, Jay Blue, that's what I'm sitting there thinking about it as. And thank you, Ed. Alicia, we know Josh and know how to throw hands. That is true, Alicia. That is true. Alicia. I always go back to when she whooped Nell's ass. That's when I actually have respect for her. As says, with Trina's new love interest coming in on, is Gio going to get his own storyline or be pushed to the back? I think that he should be pushed off the show. I think he should be pushed off the show because at this point he's just not serving a purpose. Unless they start a romance moving forward from the time that he sleeps on his damn couch to moving forward, they should just get rid of him. I don't like saying that, but they don't do anything with him. He's in scenes that you can replace Gio with a goddamn sock puppet, and it will be the exact same thing. Lashanta, let me tell you how most men's mind work. If you're hot, then you're worth simping for. Hope isn't hot, but you can be a super simp. Lashanta, Nate can be a simp because Audra is hot. That's how that works. I'm keeping it. Listen, Jay Blue. I'm keeping it real tonight. I mean, I keep it real all nights, but I keep it real tonight, though. At least that last time I saw him, he was a sock puppet. Damn. But you know what I mean, love, though. Like, seriously, they can replace him with a sock puppet, and it would have the exact same effect. Alicia, when I started watching General Hospital in the year 2000, which was 24 years ago, um, see, keeping it real, Alicia, we keeping it real. I know that makes me shallow, and I don't give a damn. Um, LaShanta says, what I say about Carter is that I know is that he's simping for Hope because he wants some Wu-Tang. But at the end of the day, LaShanta, Carter ain't wrong. He ain't wrong. Jay Blue says, I just saw someone giving the definition of simps, and I've forgotten already what it means. I feel like there's different variations of it. All these diamonds look like rocks. It did. It's different variations of it, to be honest, though. Oh, here we go. I'm fucking up. Your shows are hot, and it's rubbing off. Well, that is good, Black Man. Well, first of all, thank you. That's good. Um, I'm kind of inspired to sit there and keep doing that. Thank you, Black Man. Those are hot. Alicia, from what I understand, he was always a good lawyer. Thank you, Black Man. You win Comet of the night. You win Comet of the goddamn night. Um, Spencer says I started watching General House when I was 13, and then I caught myself up over the years with all the characters on YouTube and on DVD, especially with the night shift. But they got the night shift on DVD. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I'm gonna get back to people's comments in a second. Where the hell's your comment at? Oh, there we go. I'm gonna get to people's comments in a minute. Jesus Christ, it's like this fucking phone is just. I swear, I hate when YouTube starts really acting up. Alicia says, "Geez, needs to keep Scotty. Why? Why do you think that Jace needs to keep Scotty? Wow. Guess I changed my opinion when I become. Guess I changed my opinion when I became one. Fucking Christ. What the? Okay, I guess I had this. No. Okay, cool. Because he's funny. Okay, that's true. I mean, don't get me wrong, Alicia. I like Scotty. I like, his thing, Alicia. I like Scotty because he reminds me of my dad. Ed, that is the $1 million question. Wow. That is the $1 million question now. What is. Okay, thank you. Sorry, Black Man. I had to sit there and screenshot that one. I wanted to keep it. Your dad must be a funny person. He, at least he's a character. He's a character. I'll sit there and say that much. Our personalities often clash sometimes, but you know, I guess that's how it is though with fathers and sons sometimes. But that's the thing though, Alicia. Like right off the bat, he always reminded me of my dad. So I like Scotty. I like Scotty. Now D King says I don't think Gage has the budget for him right now. I like Scotty from back in the day, and even after he went dark, his character is interesting. They are actually having a lot of people come in, and some people are going. Johnson Jackson came in. They got Steve back. Um, Kevin said, "Oh, and Spencer, that comment is for you from Kristen." Kevin says, I'm feeling the firing Matt. I don't think he's coming back. Kevin, I gotta sit there and look into that. You know that? Well, I don't know if you watched Young and the Restless, But there's a character for the Young and Restless fans. There's a character named Paul, right, played by David Sutton. David needs to get off of social media because I think he is letting social media drive him up a goddamn wall. Tracy says, "Is Lucky staying or going? I can't tell." Kind of reminds you of Luke Spencer, right? Jay Blue says Brad came back and so will Liz's brother. Yes, Steve Lar. That's his name, right? Steve Lar. That's what I'm saying, Kevin. That's a really good question. I got to look into that. Thank you for reminding me. But yeah, no. The actor that played Paul, he needs to just stay off of social media. Spencer says, uh, yeah, it's. Sean says Lucky has no good storyline. I guess him and Liz again. Yeah, CW. Paul from YNR. It was before my time, but he's always on social media. People seem like they are, they write a lot of troll comments to him. And instead of him ignoring it, he responds back. And the thing is, CW, when you deal with trolls and you feed them and you acknowledge them, they're just going to keep doing it. And he doesn't understand the art of just like, you know, I'm not going to bother to feed into them. Because the comments that they sit there and say gets more vile and vile each time, and it's like they do it to get a reaction. Keeps a job because he keeps. Yep. Mm-hmm. That's see, D King is D King knows their facts. I say D King because I don't know if you're a man or a woman, but you're on point. Now, I remember somebody was sent to ask about Trina, her voice and everything like that, but I'm like, I don't know if she can sing or not. Um, I don't when it comes towards the nurses ball, I don't listen to the musical performances. I've people have said that Jocelyn has sung. I'm like, I don't care. Kevin said if not bring Thomas back, should bring Rick Forrester back. Kevin, well one, I know Jonathan would definitely want that to happen. And oh Donna. Okay, I didn't want to sit there and say here is she or anything like that. So actually name is Donna. Okay, I like that name. It's a beautiful name. I'm gonna call you Donna. If that unless you want me to call you DK. Is Sean, I'll take your word for it because you don't listen to the musical numbers. So as so Trina doesn't have a bad voice. I heard singing at the nurses' ball with Joss. Yeah. I guess it's good enough for Gio to sit there and say express your emotions through music, which isn't really bad. Okay, good, Donna. I just, I like to be respectful. That's all. Kristen says, "Does Portia realize her daughter is grown?" Well, see, that's again, when it comes towards a parent, they're always going to be your little girl, your little boy. Johnson said, "Did you see that fan made Sam promo by? Did you see that fan made Sam promo by Kelly Monaco fans?" No. Police said Rick calls Molly supposedly. Lucky doesn't call. Is that the good parenting standard? Well, at least they got they got some shitty parents in Port Charles, if we're gonna be honest. Happy night, Jay Bloom. It was great to see you again, as always, and stay safe. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Sierra, I was just so surprised that she just. I mean, okay, Rick. I am secure my sexuality. So didn't say that Rick seems like he's an attractive man, but this does seem like it comes out of nowhere, though. Hence, I like boobies. But again, I can see that Rick is an attractive man, but like this snap of her. I'm just, I'm just saying, Kristen. I'm just saying, like, you know, I love the look. I love the look. I love the emoji that Kristen gave me. Justin says that Aiden mentioned that he did video calls with Lucky. He did, but not as often though. Like D King said, and even Aiden said. Aiden was like, "That's true. That's true." I'm just just saying. I don't know. To be fair, Kristen, it is a little bit kind of different. It's a little kind of different with guys, but yes, with women, we're just kind of different in that sense. What? Johnson said, "Did you know that Rick Harris, aka Rick Lanston, actually lives in New Jersey?" Oh, that's what's up. Have a nice CW, and I will see you in the next one. It's also good to have you back. Oh, okay. He's a Jersey boy. Okay. I don't know why people don't like Jersey. I don't know why people don't like New Jersey. Again, I didn't know that Rick Harps was actually on the Beautiful. But he was for a little bit. He was actually, the question he was on Charm. Okay. And by the way, when Kristen says charm, she means the good charm, not whatever BS that the CW made afterwards. Kristen is talking about the good charm. Okay. Hmm. What? Well, yeah, I know about B&B, but I didn't know he was actually on days. What, and Y&R? Damn, Jonathan. So he's actually been on all four. I did not know about Y&R in days for one episode. You know, Ed, he was actually on that episode of Supernatural. It was only one episode, but I do remember him actually being on Supernatural. Kristen says yes, I'm about the originals, not the remakes, the same way that I never wanted to watch Wednesday because I grew up watching the Adams Family movies and shows. I got you. I mean, I do see it. I think for me, when it comes towards Wednesday, I just don't have to. No, I don't have the entrance. Have a good night, Alicia. It was great to see you again, and I'm glad you're back. See, of course you do, Ed, because you're just awesome like that. I like the fact that we kind of watch some of the same shows, so that's pretty cool. Kristen says also had the misfortune of seeing the actress in Scream 5 and had nothing but disdain for that movie. Yeah, I thought that to the first one. Yes, Ed, yes. How was it, Jonathan? He plays Scotty, Julia's other grandson. Wow. Ooh. Yeah, it's funny, Kristen. I actually have a video that I'm putting out that's somewhat about the movie theaters, but okay. I think I have like maybe 30 more minutes of Superman and Lois to watch. I was going to sit there and say Lois and Clark, but I still have like another 30 minutes. Kristen says now A Quiet Place 2 should be experienced in the movie theaters. Yes, actually, I did see that in the movie theaters. Kristen, did you see part three? Did you see part three? Let me know, Kristen. Rank the four souls from best to worst, from worst to best. Old, Young and the Restless, Days of Our Lives, and General Hospital. Okay, good, Kristen. You don't need to see that movie. The sad thing is, Kristen, like even if I knew it wasn't going to be a continuation, I would have saw it. The problem, Kristen, is that it's not a good movie. Yeah, that's how I look at it, Kristen. But the problem with the third one is it's not a good movie. It is not a good movie. D King says I need to check all that out. Rick said in an interview since his last year's appearance, he was teaching acting alongside. Oh, nice. Yes. Okay. You know, Spencer, I'm gonna sit there and reach out to you. Are you serious, Jonathan? I'm gonna email you because I want to get your gamer tag. Have a good night, Spencer. As says I still have to watch the new episodes of Mirrors. It sucks that the show's ending. They're killing it. Yeah, I'm not. I am annoyed by that ad, but I also am kind of happy that I don't have to watch the CW ever again. What's good, Kaiwan? You was on an episode of Vampire Diaries, Jonathan? It's so weird. I don't remember that. And it's weird because I feel like I remember almost every episode of Vampire Diaries, and I don't remember that. After, and listen, yeah. I mean, to be fair, after they took off the last Vampire Vampire Diary show, it was pretty much kind of done for me. But they're going in a different direction that I don't like. Um, and yeah, it sucks though. Ed. Really sucks. Johnson says he was on the final season of Vampire Diaries and an opening scene. I feel like it's coming to me because I do remember that final season because it wasn't exactly the best season that they did. Have a night, Sean. It was great to see you again, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video or the next live stream or both. Who's aged well? I'm very curious who aged well. I kind of remember that. It's weird, Jonathan. I feel like I vaguely remember that. Like, ugh. Jonathan. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the Vampire Diaries, but they could have ended on season seven. 'Cause I felt like season seven was probably the best that they did since the originals left the show. Oh, okay. I can tell you which episode he was on. Jonathan, I would actually like that. I'm gonna write that down too. Then I'm going because it's actually on Peacock, so I can take a look at it. So yes, tell me what episode. But seven was a good place to end it. Yeah, I mean, the problem with most CW shows that I like is that the endings aren't really the greatest. You know, they're really not. I can't think of one ending that I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. Like even Supernatural was very polarizing. It was so polarizing that I saw a interview with Jensen Ackles, and even he was like torn about the ending. When he was on Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum or Rosenberg. Oof. Well, first of all, there's awesome that we watched the same show, and yeah, that was that was a bad ending. But to be fair, that wasn't exactly the greatest show. I mean, I watched every single episode, so clearly I enjoyed it on some level, but it wasn't exactly the best ending. I agree with that. I agree with that. Oh, Rosenbaum. They always sit there and say, Jonathan, that he's arguably probably one of the best Lex Luthors, which makes me wonder about the current one that we have. Because I don't mind him, but he's so serious that that actor could have played anybody else and he would have been good. but there's not really a lot of humor in it. Season 8, episode 2. Thank you. Kristen says, "I wonder if these writers can handle a race-focused story, or if it will just be shoved back to be forgotten about. We all saw what happened with the diagnosis of Kurt's father, named Marshall. It's always a very tricky line, Kristen, because people get either triggered or they feel uncomfortable when it comes to race, Kristen. Let's put it this way, Ed. We go with John Cryer. When John Cryer first came in, he was good. He got a little too campy, and I felt like he overstayed his welcome. That was my issue with him. Justice's Flash didn't have a good ending either. Yeah, Arrow didn't exactly have the best ending either. It wasn't terrible, but you know, Kristen said that was supposed that was supposedly racially motivated, but as soon as they found out the doctor had died, that's actually very true. And it was kind of weird how fast they dropped it, right? But I'd be lying if I said I haven't watched every episode of Roswell. I always want to watch Roswell, Kristen, the '90s one. I always want to watch the first Roswell. It actually seemed like it was an interesting show to watch. That new Roswell show was, hmm, but as that they messed his legs up with season 6. I feel like he just stayed too long, and I think that was kind of the problem. Yes, he doesn't like Kryptonians and stuff like that, so he's not gonna like Supergirl or anybody else. But like, he was never like Les Luthor wasn't necessarily Supergirl's big baddie, but they just kind of he just stayed there too long. I think that was the problem. They didn't want to sit there and have Lena be her arch nemesis. So we got stuck with that. And then we found out that she had magic. And that was a super missed opportunity. I swear I can do a whole video on that shit. Kristen said Roswell was interesting. I can't say if it was actually good because I was too young. I've been a Batman fan since I was a child. I rock with you, Kristen. Johnson said, "Look, Luthor was Superman's arch enemy." Exactly. And that's why it never worked long term, Jonathan. It was cool that he showed up. He was interesting when he first got there. And I'll tell you what, Jonathan, you know what's really crazy? When he walked in Supergirl's apartment and he knew exactly who she was. Like he walked in there like he owned the place. And I was like, oh shit. But then he stayed way too long. I'll rock with you for that, Kristen. Then he found love with that chick I can't even remember. Like, yeah. But I still have fond memories of the CW. I'm always getting like recommended videos from either the Flash or something. Kristen says the man doesn't have any magical powers, but that doesn't stop him from protecting people from bad guys. You know, Kristen, you know they actually do have a Batman Day, like a day like dedicated to Batman. Because I remember when I used to work at Barnes Nobles, and that was kind of a big thing. Like Star Wars Day was a big thing. I don't know. I guess in some ways I kind of miss that job, but in other ways I don't. Yeah. No, there's actually a Batman day. I'm not even joking. As said, Vampire Diaries could have ended with season 6 or 7 was also a good place to end. I mean, I didn't hate the ending, but like, I'll tell you this much though. When it ended, people was actually really shocked. That's true. And if I might sit there and watch it. But and I kind of also want to sit there and watch 911 though. Justice says and Tyler Hoechlin never actually interacted with the version of Lex Luthor. They were a scene together, but never actually exchanged dialogue. Are you talking about during the crossover? Has 3 seasons and a clear ending. Okay. Jonathan, you know that Michael Rosenbaum, they asked him to be on the show. They asked him to be on the crossover. And then they didn't really offer him a lot of money, almost no money, and had no idea how. Yeah, and they didn't even really seem like they had much of a story when they talked to him about it. So he was like, "No, I'm good. I'm gonna stick with my podcast, and no, I'm good." How do you pronounce? Okay, how do you pronounce the chick from Smallville? Her last name is Laura. I was gonna sit there and call her Voldemort, but I have no idea how to pronounce her last name. Kristen says that there was Lois and Superman when I was a really very little girl. That was the first time I saw Terry Hatcher. That was a good show, Kristen. I That was a good show. Yeah, they didn't have the special effects, and there was some stuff that was actually pretty campy and kind of cringe. But the heart, for the most part, was in the right place. And I think if it actually had better special effects, like Dean Cain was actually a really good. Um, Vanderwalt. I like her as an actress. God, I like her as an actress. I didn't really care that much for her Supergirl, but I liked her as an actress. And she was on that Supernatural show with the wolves that I can't remember the name for some odd reason. Says you should also check out Felicity. It's on Hulu. It's an old show that was on the WB back in 1998. I was a kid. Oh, I remember Felicity. You're good, Jonathan. You're good. Yeah, I like that actress for some odd reason. Plus, she was on that show called V, which also was a good show I liked, and they canceled after 1 season. I'm really annoyed by. She was also an Instant Star. Wow. Damn, I didn't know that. Old school Snick, right? SFV was good to only had two. Oh, it had 2 seasons. I heard the original V actually had a couple of seasons and a couple of movies. And it seemed like it had a good story too. Kristen says, "Oh, absolutely." At the risk of sounding ancient, I think movies and TV shows now depend way too much on CGI. Yeah, and not actual props. I heard of Alias. I didn't watch it though. That's what Jennifer Garner does. I didn't watch it back then. I probably have more of an appreciation for it now. The good old, yeah, the good old end days. Snick. Yeah, no, it was actually just called N or Team Nick. Yeah, those were good days. Jonathan, I remember on Friday nights there was times I would just not go out. Like I wouldn't go out and hang out with the homies or anything like that, and guys or whatever. I would stay in and I would watch Degrassi. I would watch Radio Free Roscoe, and then I would watch The Soup with Joe McHale. And that was my Friday nights. And I enjoyed the hell out of it. If you remember Radio Free Roscoe and South of Nowhere. Damn, I really just showed my age there, but yes. Best years from Do you remember the best years from the end? Um I mean, I kind of dropped off from the end after a while watching Degrassi, but I used to, like I said, I used to watch Degrassi, Radio Free Roscoe, and see, Kristen, this is why you fit with my group because you watch South Nowhere. Yeah, Radio Free Roscoe is actually pretty good. Friday night TV doesn't have that same energy anymore. No, it doesn't. It sucks. Dick Donna says the suit was funny. I remember that. Yeah, it's actually really funny. Donna, you know what the soup comprised of? A man watching videos and reacting to it. Doesn't that remind you of YouTube, Donna? Isn't that what YouTubers used to act? Isn't that what YouTubers do now? They sit there and they watch a video, they make a joke and they react to it. So in a lot of ways, the soup was like an early version of YouTube reaction videos. When you really think about it. As says South of Nowhere was my show, Degrassi, and Instant Stardom was my show. I never watched Instant Stardom, but I did watch South of Nowhere. And yeah, Donna, yeah, it's YouTube. That's literally what it is. That's what the soup was. And it says, remember when the mom caught her daughter and her girlfriend? Yeah, I do. And I remember them trying to I remember they made it super dramatic. Like they did the whole slow motion and everything like that. She came in that room and she pulled her daughter away from that other chick that I don't remember her name is, but everything was done in slow motion and it was very dramatic. And I guess in that sense it was supposed to be dramatic, like mom douching it there finding out that you're bi and everything like that, or you like girls and stuff. So like that was kind of a big thing. So that's why they showed this. I remember like it was yesterday. Oof. Kristen, I was more of a Martin fan. I mean, I saw Fresh Prince of Bel Air from time to time, but I couldn't rock with anyone other than Will. With Martin, I was able to rock. Like I like the rest of the cast. Like I like Gina, I like Pam, I like Tommy, I like Cole, and all whatever iterations that Martin played. I love reaction videos though, especially the music ones. Was essentially the new TGIF. Now, Kristen says I have to be careful with movie reactions because sometimes they can be too negative and picky, despite the fact that they never made a movie. I want to laugh, not hear a bunch of critiques. Kristen, let me tell you a little secret. Well, yes, Kristen, I love living singles. Let me tell you something about people that review movies. The more negative that you are with a movie review, the more views that you get. Kristen, I'll tell you the truth. I don't think that some people that actually does movie reviews actually think that the movies are that bad. But people love negativity. So, unfortunately, that's just how it is. Um, I'm actually going to start doing movie reviews too. I'm going to try to do them every Sunday. But yeah, that's the thing. People are negative because they know that it gets them more views. I mean, don't get me wrong. If I don't like a movie, I'm going to sit there and say something. But if I like a movie, you know, I like a movie. Yeah, Kristen. So when I start doing my movie reviews, I'm I'm not. Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to sit there and try to be super negative. I mean, I don't even if it's a movie I don't like, I'm not going to try to be super negative. So, but yeah, that's something else I'm going to be starting too. As says, I put the actor that plays Griffin was on South of Nowhere. He was married to the actress that played Ashley from the show. Have a good night, Kristen. Which one was Ashley again? Ashley was like the main character, right? And yes, I do remember. I do remember that he was the guy from South of Nowhere. I know he actually. Well, I guess it makes sense. Oh, the brunette. Oh, okay. Damn, I gotta actually sit down and find a clip of that. I gotta find a clip of that on YouTube. She was a main character. Yes, no, I know what you're talking about. Wow. I gotta look at some old clips of that on YouTube. I'm feeling it now. Now you got me feeling nostalgic. Look at some of the clips on YouTube. She was also engaged in a few episodes. I remember that, Jonathan. I remember, I remember them doing Celebrity, Boys versus Girls, because they had some characters from Degrassi. Um, what was the chick that was? God damn it! She was the cousin of Heather Sinclair. She was in the first season. Paige. No, it wasn't. It wasn't Paige. Was it Paige? It was the one that was going to give her kidney to somebody or needed a kidney from her mom. She was on that episode. Was good, Dave. She actually went on a date with Jake, and even though that Jake was younger, she actually had a good time. Not Holly. She was Heather's sister. No, 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 no. The other chick. Dave says Holly J. Not Holly J. The she was like in the first few. She actually wanted to go out with Spinner, and she sabotaged a date between Spinner and Terry because she wanted to get with him. Dave said the whole 2 weeks of GH has been confusing. Sasha being the daughter of Robert and Holly. Cody is the cousin of Sasha. I mean, what? Listen, I'm here for it, but it's good to see you, though, Dave. Paige, there we go. Yeah, she was actually on an episode of Boys versus Girls. Also, who is Steven Weber? Steve Weber. That's Liz's brother. Dave, that's Liz's brother. Oh, she wasn't related to Heather Sinclair. Okay. No, but I remember her also being on Boys versus Girls. All right, chat. I'm gonna sit there and end the stream here because I don't want to sit there and sleep in bed too long since I got 4 soap operas to watch. Um, I do want to thank everyone for joining tonight, though. This was actually a lot of fun. This is always fun, though. This is really do enjoy these streams, and y'all make these streams as fun as they are. So y'all are the people that deserve the credit. I'm just here. I want to thank you for joining tonight. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a night, Ed. Thank you for joining as always. Have a night, Jonathan. My Michael Baldwin to my Victor Newman. Have a night, Dave. It was good to see you. Have a night, gorgeous Janet. Have a night, Queen of the South. Have a night, Anjanetta. Uh, have a night, Blackmon. Have a night, Dolomedics. Any other person I forgot? Have a night, Donna. And yes, Johnson says, stay tuned for Kyrie's Corner. Yes. Yes, have a good night, everyone. Stay safe, and I will see in the next stream. Johnson says, join us next time for another edition of Soap Chat and Beyond. Good night, everyone, and hit the like button. Thank you, my friend. Always appreciate the outro. Yes, I'll see you on the next stream. Laters.